Previously, old Omniscient Reader explained, the first scenario was complete. Doctor and the others were given the option to choose a supporting constellation. After leaving the train, they had to make their way across a broken bridge, but Doctor was left behind to fight zombies back near the train. Doctor unlocked his skill bookmark and used it to beat Nam and Kim a second time. Doctor met Jeon-Yuk Yu, who at first doubted him, then decided to test him by throwing him in the mouth of an Ichiosaur. Doctor fell into a pool of water inside the Sea Commander. He was struggling to hold his breath, but he couldn't pass out no matter what. Suddenly the water cleared and he fell into a chamber with walls made of flesh, the Sea Commander's stomach. Doctor pulled out his phone and activated the flashlight. Blood, bodies, water, and rubble were strung around the Sea Commander's stomach. Doctor climbed onto some nearby rubble.
Ugh, companion my ass,
said Doctor.
Is this some kind of test? Does he want me to prove my worth to him as a companion?
Doctor understood why Jeon-Yuk had dropped him. He had never made a true companion since he had failed the first round. Because of his nature as a regressor, he was powerful and revered as a savior. This naturally led him to become a lone wolf. To Jeon-Yuk, all humans were either his subordinates or his enemies, so this was merely a test so that Doctor could prove he could be treated as Jeon-Yuk's equal.
Open message log.
Doctor thought.
You have failed to clear the scenario. Proceeding with checkout. 100 coins have been deducted for using the channel usage fee. 100 coins have been deducted for using the channel fee. The constellation Prisoner of the Golden Headband agrees with your provoking remarks. You have been gifted 100 coins. The constellation's demonic judge of fire nods at your decision. The constellation's secretive plotter is disappointed with your flippant remarks.
Doctor sat upright with his legs crossed on the rubble. He noted that the Sea Commander had now begun to move. Doctor knew he didn't have all that much time. He knew that according to TWSA, the stomach of an Ichiosaur starts to secrete acid around 3 minutes after ingesting their prey. There was a bright flash of light and the Dokkaebi reappeared.
Haha, I'm a bit disappointed. It was starting to get interesting. The Dokkaebi?
Doctor asked.
Yes, it's me. But wait, you don't seem flustered at all despite your situation. Because I've been waiting for you. Huh?
The Dokkaebi was confused.
Just you wait, Jeon-Yuk.
Doctor thought.
Not only will I get out of here in one piece, but I will also obtain the power to stand as your equal.
Once Doctor escaped, Jeon-Yuk would have no choice but to accept him as a companion.
You've been waiting for me?
Said the Dokkaebi.
Yes. Have you come to collect coins from me? Coins? Since I failed the scenario, you have to take my coins as penalty. Coins are not your life? If you were going to take my life, then the penalty for failure would have said death instead of the 3 question marks. Doesn't that mean there's room for negotiation? Ha ha ha. Interesting. I'm impressed you managed to come to such a conclusion from that tiny clue. No wonder all the constellations had their eyes on you. As you've said, you can buy your way out of the failed sub-scenarios using coins. The price will be 5,100. That's how much it will cost for you to save your neck.
That was far too much for Doctor. The Dokkaebi was messing with him. That was the exact amount of coins he had.
That's too expensive,
replied Doctor.
Then you can go ahead and die. I'm doing you a favor,
said the Dokkaebi.
If you don't want to pay up, you can just call it quits here and now. Then just kill me. What? I said just kill me. You can't, can you?
Doctor knew that the Dokkaebi couldn't kill him. After all, it was thanks to his performance that so many constellations were invested in his stream. Not only that, but if the Dokkaebi was to kill him, the Dokkaebi wouldn't have gone through the trouble to see him.
Haha, you're pissing me off. Hey, just what is it you're trying to pull? Low-grade Dokkaebi Beyond.
The Dokkaebi was shocked.
How's your career as a streamer going?
Asked Doctor.
How do you know my name? Not well, I assume,
replied Doctor.
The constellations have been rather stingy as of late, haven't they? Who the hell are you? How can a mere human know about this?
A few constellations have become suspicious of your identity. The eyes of the constellation's secretive plotter sparkle at your plan.
Why don't you shut off the channel for a minute so we can talk?
Beyond did as Doctor said.
So let's hear what you have to say.
Asked Beyond.
How do you know about the Starstream when you're only a human?
The Starstream. It was a system in which footage is broadcasted all over the entire galaxy. The subscribers were the constellations watching from galaxies far, far away. The actors were humans like Doctor. And the Dokkaebi, called streamers, were the storytellers that bridge the two.
That's not what's important right now,
replied Doctor.
What? Beyond, don't you want to be the Dokkaebi King? What are you? Don't you want to surpass the likes of Dokgak or Gildil and become the best streamer there ever was? Dokkaebi Beyond? Doctor extended his hand. I'm asking you to enter a contract with me, and I will make you the Dokkaebi King.
Beyond burst out laughing.
You must be out of your mind. I should have realized when you rejected all the offers from the constellations.
That was right.
During the sponsor selection, Doctor hadn't chosen a constellation. I don't know how you know about the Starstream, but I can't accept your offer. I'm a Dokkaebi, not a constellation, so I can't be your supporting constellation. I don't think you get it. I never asked you to sponsor me. Huh? It's not your power I'm after, but your channel. My channel? Let me break it down for you. I want to enter into an exclusive contract with your channel. Wait, are you saying you want to enter into a stream contract with me? Yes. A stream contract was a contract entered between constellations and Dokkaebis. For a share of the coins earned, a Dokkaebi hosts an incarnation of a constellation on its channel. In return, the Dokkaebi who owns the channel receives a share of the coins earned by the incarnation as commission. Doctor noted that usually incarnations have no say regarding this type of contract. Although they get sponsored, the constellations still view them no more as slaves. You've got quite the sense of humor, don't you? I don't know what you've heard about it, but how dare a mere human mention the stream contract? especially when you don't have a supporting constellation. That's exactly why you should accept my offer. Why do you think the constellations joined the Starstream channels in the first place?
Doksha notes that there are two types of subscribers in the Starstream. The first being the thrill seekers who hop through channels in search of entertainment. The second being incarnation seekers who look through incarnations to sponsor.
If you want your channel to flourish, you have to satisfy at least one of the two groups. Either you make your stream as entertaining as possible, or try to find an incarnation that interests your subscribers. Rather impressive for a human. But how does that concern you? What if there was a channel that could both entertain its subscribers and showcase interesting incarnations? There's no way that's possible. Constellations that are looking for incarnations to sponsor eventually leave the channel as soon as the sponsor selection is over. But what if there is an incarnation who refuses to take on a supporting constellation? And what if their incarnation outperforms all other incarnations despite not having a supporting constellation? Is that why you didn't choose a supporting constellation? Yes, that's right. I'm sure the constellations are in an uproar right now, asking you to open the channel. They're all probably dying to know who it was who dared to stand up against the regressor. Stop, what are you? You're so full of yourself. Mere humans don't stand a chance against incarnations with supporting constellations. That's just how it is. That's exactly why I'm planning on proving to you from this moment on. All you have to do is shut your mouth and do as I say. I'm telling you, I'll make you the Dokkaebi King. Let's start with the checkout since you failed the scenario. If you pay me 5,100 coins, what do you want about? I didn't fail. I must have fulfilled the condition right about now.
Doksha stood up and the Sea Commander's stomach began to rumble.
Open the channel. It's going to start.
A hidden scenario has arrived. Clear condition: slay the Sea Commander Ishioso and escape. Time limit: 10 days. Penalty for failure: death.
Byung reopened the channel and tried to calm the constellations. This wasn't in the Manwha, but just prior, Doksha had asked Byung to open the Dokkaebi shop and was now browsing it. The Dokkaebi shop was the shop for constellations that could only be opened while the channel was open.
Hey, how about a little help? The search button is on the bottom right corner. Thanks. Search item: Ancient Dragon. Holy crap, how do you know about the Ancient Dragon? I just said any cool name that came to mind.
Doksha wasn't interested in buying it. Not only was it already sold out, but according to TWSA, the owner of it was in Italy. He sure was a lucky guy having such a rich sponsor.
Search Archdemon's Eyeball. Search White Star Weapon Aura.
Some time passes and Doksha is holding 4 bags of the item Hammer Seahorse's Mucus and 4 of the item Stone Hog's Sharp Thorn. Byung asks Doksha what use he has for these miscellaneous items, to which Doksha says that he'll find out.
You have spent 800 coins.
You know that there are no refunds, right? I know.
The constellation's secretive plotter is curious about your plan. The constellation Abyssal Blackflame Dragon is displeased with your every move. Channel hashtag BI-7623 is closed.
I hope you didn't forget that I haven't agreed to your offer yet. Yes, we agreed to negotiate the terms of the contract only after I successfully cleared the scenario. Well, I shall get going. Let's see if you can clear the scenario. Good luck, I guess.
Byung snapped his fingers and started to disappear.
May the story bless you.
Doksha immediately got to work. He didn't have much time until the stomach acid would start to secrete, so he had to be quick. He emptied the mucus out of one of the bags and rubbed it all over one of his thorns. At that moment, the stomach acid started to secrete. Doksha stabbed the thorn into the wall of the monster's stomach and began to climb the Sea Commander's stomach using the thorns almost like ice picks. Below Doksha, at the bottom of the stomach where he had once been, was a whirlpool of stomach acid dissolving anything it touched. Doksha covered himself and the rest of the mucus from his bags to protect himself from the acid. What seemed like days passed.
How long has it been?
Doksha wondered. Had he overestimated himself? He wasn't the protagonist, only a reader. A Doksha, meaning reader in Korean. He thought about his mother. Was she okay? He wished that it was a dream. Whilst he still didn't like the way his old life had been, at least he didn't have to risk his life in the stomach of a giant fish. As he continued to climb, Byung reappeared.
Wow, I have to hand it to you.
Several constellations are impressed by your survival skills. The constellations have gifted you 100 coins.
It was the 4th day of the hidden scenario.
I had no idea that you would use the thorns like that. That was unexpected.
It was at that moment that Doksha fell to the floor with a thud. The Sea Commander was dead.
The hidden scenario has ended. You have received 9,000 coins as a reward. You are the first to successfully hunt a tier 7 monster. You have received 1,000 coins as an achievement reward.
Doksha laid down and huffed and puffed. He was alive. Byung looked at the thorn and commented about how Stonehog's sharp thorns have the ability to pass and then dry their prey to death. Byung, however, had never thought Doksha would have used it in this manner.
A few constellations smile knowingly. Several constellations now understand your decision. The constellations complain, asking you to say what you'll do out loud so they are made aware of your actions beforehand.
Byung was also shocked because prior to that day, he hadn't even known that the mucus of the Hammer Seahorse could protect against the Ishiosaur's stomach acid. Throughout the 4-day-long scenario, Doksha had covered himself in mucus and was forced to drink the bodily fluids of the Ishiosaur to survive. In the end, it was a test of his willpower.
Your pain is partially nullified by your personal skill, the 4th wall.
Byung once again started talking to the constellations, but Doksha interrupted him.
Just open the damn Dokkaebi shop.
Some time passed and Doksha slammed a thorn onto the ground of the now dry stomach, making a hole and revealing a glowing blue orb.
You have found the Ishiosaur's nucleus.
I'm going to sell this. Put it up for trade on the Dokkaebi auction house. And I won't buy anything else but the Broken Faith. And I want to buy... Wait, before that. Dear Constellations, we'll be right back after this advertisement.
Beyond presented Doksha with the conditions of the stream contract. The conditions were as follows.
Incarnation Dr. Kim will be obliged to abide by the following rules until he either clears all the scenarios or dies. Incarnation Dr. Kim cannot choose a supporting constellation until he either clears all the scenarios or dies. Incarnation Dr. Kim must only be active on Dr. Beyong's channel. Dr. Beyong and Dr. Kim must share all the profits when the stream contract is in place. The ratio at which the profits are shared will be agreed upon through mutual agreement.
I wasn't sure at first, but watching you clear the scenario helped me make my mind.
Doksha noticed that he was getting a better deal than he had initially expected. However, there was one clause that was bugging him.
The contract is missing the most important part. The ratio. Oh, haha, right. How about 50-50, and I won't charge you for the channel usage to boot. We'll split the coins, you are gifted in half. For example, if I get 100 coins, we'll both take 50 each. Do you think I'm an idiot? But this is the market rate in the industry.
Because a stream contract was usually between a Dokkaebi and Constellation, usually an Incarnation would make an appearance on the Dokkaebi's channel and the Constellation would share the gifts gifted by other Constellations with the Dokkaebis who own the channel. But
I don't have a supporting constellation. And when constellations give coins to an Incarnation who doesn't have a supporting constellation, they have to pay a hefty commission fee to the Dokkaebi. I'm sure you've already made quite a profit thanks to me. I'll take all the coins. What? That's preposterous! How about you take 70%? Either I take all, or I move on to another channel. I heard Gildel's been doing well for himself these days. 80%, that's all I can give you. It's all or nothing. Yeah. The advertisements will be over soon. Can't you see that the constellations are complaining? Fine, damn it. So you'll sign the contract? Oh, and one more thing. But now, I get a contract fee too. Give me 5,000 coins.
sometime later, Doksha swims out of the Ichiosaur and climbs onto solid land. It was his first time breathing fresh air in 4 days. Originally, he thought that it would take him 2 days to defeat the Sea Commander. Still, 4 days wasn't bad considering it's the same amount of time it took Jungkook to defeat it on his 4th round. Not only that, but he had managed to sign a stream contract with the Dokkaebi and made 5,000 coins in the process, so it was not all a bad start. It was funny. Prior to the apocalypse, Doksha would have never been able to get someone to sign anything.
Personal skill, the 4th wall is still active.
The skill was odd to Doksha. Back when he was talking to Beyong, he had asked Beyong if he could fix his attribute window not opening. But when Beyong had attempted to use system interference on him, it was cancelled by Doksha's skill, the 4th wall. He didn't expect that it would be able to block the Dokkaebi system interference. Doksha stepped through a blue hologram and a message appeared.
You have entered the area of the main scenario. The scenario area is highly contaminated. Hold your breath and get quickly underground. You have been exposed to the poisonous fog. The constellation Abyssal Blackfang Dragon smiles insidiously. This was where the real game had now begun.
Thanks so much for watching the video. I hope I explained this 3rd episode well enough. These first 3 episodes are releasing all at once, and this has been a long process in the making. I hope you all liked the video. As always, I'm always open to feedback if I missed anything important, but in this case, I would also recommend you all to go read the manhwa or the novel, as it is very good. I'm not sure if I'll keep uploading, so I don't want to pressure you all into liking or subscribing, but it would still be appreciated. Also, as you saw, the voice acting by me was terrible, so I'm thinking that if I continue this series, I might get other people to voice different characters. However, I have no money to pay, and whether I continue this series depends on the support. Let me know in the comments if anyone would be interested. Anyways, that's the episode.